Oh, before I start, follow me on TikTok and Instagram and anywhere else, and subscribe on here if you find this interesting or you want to see the rest of the videos, because today I am creating the first in like a series on here that I'll be doing, where I'll basically be showing you how I go from looking like this to having like a full face and hair done and whatnot. Today I've decided, I'm lying, it wasn't today. To anyone who is new here, welcome to my page. I'm kind of nervous because I haven't tried to record a YouTube video in months. Honestly, I haven't recorded a video since I recorded my Apple Watch video, and yeah, after that I just kind of slacked off. I'm going to try my best to film like once a week at least and put some content out for you guys, but it's really difficult, I think, doing YouTube compared to doing other things. Like, I used to be based off of Instagram. I don't know why I'm giving you guys my life story when you came here for edges. Every day I'm on TikTok and I post a video, I get someone ask me, where's your wig from? How do you do your edges? What do you use on your edges? How do you style them? What do you use to style? Basically, I get so many questions based off of my hair, but the thing with TikTok is you can post one video and then it goes viral, and then when you post a follow-up video to answer someone's question, it doesn't always go viral, or it doesn't always gain a lot of traction. So I figured, you know what, I'll create a video that details everything I do, so when people want to know, they can just come back to this video to kind of see exactly what I do. My favorite thing to use when I'm doing hair is this. This is the Got to Be Glued, and this is the massive bottle. This is literally the 500 milliliter bottle. I use this to stick down my wig. So I've left a piece over here in case you're wondering why the heck is her wig up. I've left this up so I can show you how I stick down my wigs. And also I've obviously got to fix up my baby hairs, so I can show you which tools I use to do my baby hairs, what I use in them in terms of products, and how I decide where to lay my baby hairs down. I want to show you guys a few different styles of baby hairs. So this is like the thick curly baby hairs. Then this is more like what I do, which is kind of more refined, more, you know, thin baby hairs, but still carry the same kind of style. And then 2 swoops and barely any baby hairs. I'm sure there are several other types of baby hairs that you can do, but these are the 3 that I see most on like social media and stuff. The blend, in my opinion, is better with makeup around your hairline when you've done your edges first. But once you've decided on which, you know, kind of baby hairs you want, stick down your lace. Now, as I said, I use this. I use the Got to Be spray, but in addition to that, I use a comb like this, which you can find in any like beauty supply store. It's just like a double-ended comb. This side is very thin, so you can kind of get all of those fine hairs and sweep them very easily. And also when you want to like pull down multiple hairs and you need a bit more thickness, or if you're using gels, this side's better to use. I don't know how I'm going to do this today because I've had to grab half of a comb. Don't laugh at me, I know this is ghetto, but this is the end of one of my rat tail combs. I cannot find my combs that have the rat tail end, and I have like 4 of them. I don't know where any of them are. Got to Be spray dries better on a cool setting, and when you use a blow dryer, obviously on metal, if you're using a hot or warm setting on the blow dryer, the metal will pick up the heat. Similarly, if you use a cool setting, this will be cool and help your edges to lay down. So I'm going to do this side. As you can see, the lace is up, it's flying. My skin is washed, it's clean. Take your Got to Be spray and put a light layer down. We've got to be. My lace is technically already in position because I just have to pull it down. On a cool setting, do that. You can see it starts to become tacky. So if I just, can you see, I'll have to put 2 layers on here because I'm waiting too long. It's like right here, there's no hair, so I will trim that off. Use this as your opportunity as well to push back these hairs on this side. Make sure that they're kind of going backwards. and I'll do this for the whole side right here. There's absolutely no hair in this lace. There's no need for this to be in my wig. What I would do is take my scissors and just trim back on this one piece here. Another thing to mention is that we've got to be spray. You can see which parts of your edges are not actually laid down by looking at which parts look a bit whiter. Take the hairs which are very close and kind of make them look like they're lying in a natural position, and then just push those hairs over where the problem is, and you'll find that it just kind of blends that problem away. So if you look now, you can't really see where the lace is lifting because those hairs are covering it. I always advise, if people ask me about edges, don't pull out too many edges unless you're going for that kind of sweeped look, which I don't do. Just pull out like this many hairs because you don't need that many. And also when hair gets wet and then you slick it, it looks like less as well. So yeah, you don't need that many hairs. Use the finer end of the brush or the comb and push back the hairs. Make sure that everything is separate, so you don't want any hairs like this kind of falling into the front, because when that happens, sometimes the hair ends up lying directly against where the lace is, and when that happens, your lace becomes very obvious. So just make sure that you separate out everything. I don't know what's under my nail, but just separate out everything. Take your Got To Be spray and just spray this onto one of your fingers, right? Just kind of rub your fingers together, get it a little bit tacky. You don't want a lot of product in the hair at this moment, but then just push back on this side of the hair. Use your comb again, go over it, and you'll find that those hairs which kind of wanted to get like mixed don't do that anymore. If you look at this part of my hair, you can see that the edges, like the baby hairs, are not very long, and the reason for that is because they need to swoop naturally. And with natural hair, as it grows out, it sometimes grows in the same length, but more often than not the hair is not the same length. Cut going downwards. I don't know why it's not focusing on my scissors, but cut the hair in a downward motion. But I'm going to do what I did on the other side, which is trim the baby hairs. So if you have a look at my face right now, you can see that the baby hairs up at the top are way too long. Oh, my lace is still not dry. Hold on, child. I need way more baby hairs up in the front, like from right here. So I'm going to brush this down as well, just so I can see how many hairs I might need, and pull this all down. Another thing that you'll find with frontals and full lace frontals is sometimes the hair can feel nice and secure around the edges, but within the hair it might feel loose. So to kind of get over that, I just spray some Got To Be just behind the hairline, and it does go over my hair a bit, which obviously is not great if you have a thin hairline, so you don't have to do this, but because I don't use glue and I want my wigs to last, I do it sometimes. I sprayed enough so that I can feel it move throughout the wig. So if I part it, can you see that it's a bit shiny here? That's because that spray was enough to move throughout the hair. So I use this as my opportunity to take that thicker side of the brush and slick down these edges of my hair as well. And I go like in a C style. And then I just use the back of the comb to push this flat to the hair. So right now I'm going to re-clip this hair because I want it flat, and it will kind of dry in, you know, the shape that I just put it in. So you want it to be as flat as possible. So just take the hair, brush it back, and then I'm taking that clip and I'm going to clip the hair flat to my skin. Sorry, I just went out of focus there. Okay, just keep it nice and flat. And then, because you want to make sure it dries how you left it, just grab your blow dryer on a cool setting again. And if you look now, you can see that my edges have now been styled, like cut for styling. The parts which are supposed to be stuck to my head are nice and flat as well. And yeah, that's basically the hardest part of the edges that we've done now. so you don't really have to worry about it being secure to your head. It's not going anywhere, okay? The next part is one of my favorite parts, which is the initial styling of the edges. Always cut your edges in a C shape if you can. When swooping your baby hairs, don't put too much product in those baby hairs because it will show. It won't feel as secure because you'll find that with product buildup, I'm just going to continue like spraying just behind my hairline, but with product buildup, you find it makes the hair very like thick, and then with Got To Be especially, it will start to dry into this like thick layer where the lace won't stick to your skin because there's no holes in that lace for where it can create that like secure hexagonal pattern that you get with lace. I take water. Yes, water, H2O, no gel, no nothing, and I just stick in like this side of the brush, just get the edge wet, and then I style the baby hairs. Right, so brush the hair away from the lace, make sure it's still stuck because water removes your lace, so literally if I wet this whole thing, it would just slip off my head, which is why I choose to use Got To Be in the first place, but still. Yeah, so once you've wet it, just use your thin side of the brush and swoop the edges to the side you need them. I think I might need a few more edges here, but I don't want to cut any more of the hair in the front of this wig. Try to connect it with the hair as well because this looks a bit more like, I don't know, I just prefer how that looks. And then once that's slick, I think I'm just going to do the whole forehead for you guys. I personally like to go from, I don't know, let's say that's around 3/4 of an inch of the left side and sweep into the right side. So again, always try to make your edges nearly touch or touch the hair in the side of the lace you're connecting to. So here, as you saw, they started to connect and then they kind of feather out. And here it's the same thing, same concept. So the hairs start over here and then one connects and then it starts to feather out. And on this side I had to add in these hairs because this line looked really sharp. I didn't like it. Again, brush away from your hairline. So as you just saw, there's way more hairs here than you would have thought based off of what that looked like when it was just kind of sticking out everywhere. Another thing is, because you styled your baby hairs with Got To Be and the water kind of deactivates the Got To Be, once it starts to dry again, it will actually kind of stay in place a bit, so you don't need to keep adding loads of products. At the end, I go over each part with Got To Be spray, and that helps it stay, but you don't need to keep like adding. It's very unnecessary. In real time, this is a very fast process, but it's because I'm explaining what I'm doing, it's taking a bit longer. So yeah, that's basically one side done. And I just need to quickly do this side. So I'm just gonna do the rest at my full speed. As you can see, all the baby hairs are now laid where I want them to be laid. I still need to make this part flat, but I can do that after I finish this. Taking the Got To Be spray, I spray closer to the root and just drag down, or if I can, which is more preferable, I'll do it like this, where I just dab on the Got To Be. The reason why I say it's better sometimes to sweep the Got To Be spray on is because when Got To Be dries, it leaves this like residue on your skin, and it's very easy to remove that with water, but if you can avoid it being there in the first place, then it's good. So another thing you can do is you can put the Got To Be on your hand. It's not focusing. You can put the Got To Be on your hand, just pick it up with your finger and then swipe this over your edges. Okay, edges are done, so that's basically the end of video 1. So now if I zoom out, you can see that my lace is stuck down, my edges are done. There is a tiny bit of like extra lace going on over here. The next thing to do, because there is another step, is clean your face. Can you see where it's shiny and then not shiny? You don't want the shiny part. So just take excess water, just rub it over where you got the shine. These edges parts don't really matter because you'll put bronzer or like contour on top of it if you follow like my next step in the next video I post. But yeah, I do advise you try to take as much of this off as possible so the edges of your makeup don't look crusty. Okay. You know when you do your makeup and stuff, you need to put bronzer on most times, or you need to put contour powder on. And by putting some of that bronzer or by putting bronzer and contour powder within your lace, it just helps it blend more into your skin tone. I have a palette that I always use for this, and now I don't know where it is. This was my first contour palette and it's from Morphe and it's the 8H Hi-Fi palette. Now I'm not about to use brand new products in a wig, so I use this and I just mix these 3 shades and I dab this over my edges, and I promise you it just helps it blend. Ideally you want something fluffy like this, and this is a round brush so it really helps with dispersal of product within the lace. So I just go literally like this and just mix the 3 tones, dab it off on the back of my hand, and then I dab over my hairline. I want to use the mirror for this because I don't want it to be too dark. If you're not wearing any makeup for the day, you can do this and it will still look fine, because you expect when someone's wearing a wig, their hairline will kind of like blend into their skin. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video and that it was helpful. And the second video, which is going to be me in focus hopefully, which is going to be how I do my eyebrows and my eye makeup, will be up literally like soon because I'm filming this all in the same day. And I hope that this kind of works out for me because I've been trying YouTube for ages and it just doesn't work. Anyways, follow my social platforms, TikTok, Instagram. You can follow me on Snapchat, but I don't use it as much. But you can follow me, and like if you have video requests or questions, I'd be more than happy to answer them. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video in literally like, if you click on it now. But if not, then like, actually should I wait for a while to post the video? If you see this video and it's quite new when you see it, comment down below and tell me how far apart I should leave each video, because I kind of want to post them all at the same time so that you can follow along. But then I don't know if I should, because obviously if I post everything at once, when is my next YouTube video come out? Like, I don't know. Anyway, let me know in the comments when you guys think I should post the next video. Also, if you try this, tag me on socials, let me see how it looks, and I hope that this helped somebody. So yeah, bye guys.